A very good morning to you and a happy new month. A very good morning. Yes, it is NBS Sunrise. My name is Shamim Nawakosa to bring you up to speed with the news that is shaping up in this particular new month. And we do start off the news with the Forum for Democratic Change hierarchy in Acholi sub-region, who are now depending on the individuals in order to stand any chance of winning elective positions in the 2026 general elections. The once dominant party has found itself playing catch-up politics, and the situation has been worsened by the storm brewed by the split in the party. The Forum for Democratic Change once commanded the political proceedings in Acholi, but the emergence of NRM that toppled party bigwigs such as Regan Okumu, Professor Morris Oginga-Latigo and Michael Nyeko Ochula has left the party hanging on the thread. There is fear that the 2026 general elections will deal the final blow to the aspirations of the Forum for Democratic Change party in Acholi sub-region. Since the 2001 general elections, the Forum for Democratic Change has been the main political party in the region, but the trend has recently changed with the ruling NRM claiming more seats in the 2021 elections.
The party seems to be going down because mainly the people, the prominent people are getting away from the party. There are factions here and there.
The 2026 general elections are expected to be worse given the NRM financial muscle and the fact FDC is crumbling from the inside.
I was part of the formation of FDC, and when I found difficulties working with Dr. Besige and the team, I did an honorable thing. I retreated back from FDC, but in those times I made my point. Nobody ever had the conflict that was ongoing, because that is how mature politics is done.
Having lost the 2021 elections to the NRM candidate, Amos John Okot, the former leader of opposition, Professor Oginga-Latigo, is one of the several top party members who are promoted by the NRM, in addition to Regan Okumu, who was defeated by the NRM candidate Simon Wokorach in 2021 for Asua County.
That we are struggling to ensure things move on well. It was brought in because of some greed and egoism that some leaders thought probably without them the party would not exist.
The roots of FDC are in the villages and in the parishes, down in the districts, and it has remained intact. They are only waiting for a sense of direction.
Just like at the national scene, the FDC party in Acholi sub-region is divided into two factions, one that subscribed to Katonga and the other to Najana Nkumbi. The journey ahead for the FDC appears to be a bumpy one, unpredictable and financially demanding.
We need change.
Currently, FDC has only 6 members of parliament from Acholi sub-region, including Gilbert Olanya for Clark South, Betty Ayola Chan, Onekalit Dennis Amere, Kitgum Municipality, Lucy Akelo from Amuru, Okin Pipi Ojara of Chow West, and Anthony Akol of Clark North. Leading human rights lawyer Nicholas Opio has described the embattled politician Matthias Mpuga as a provincial politician who was luckily catapulted into the national politics by his association with the National Unity Platform. Speaking from Gulu, Opio says Matthias Mpuga should find peace in NUP instead of kicking a storm.
When General Mugisha Muntu was unveiling the new formation, he said that he had 3 options. One was staying in the FDC and fighting within, secondly to fight and rupture the party, and the third was moving out to form a new party. This is similar to the situation the suspended National Unity Platform Deputy President for Buganda, Matthias Mpuga, finds himself in. But analyst and lawyer Nicholas Opio does not hold back when describing the current predicament that Mpuga finds himself in. He believes the embattled Commissioner of Parliament is kicking up a storm, just like he did 4 years ago with the Democratic Party.
Together with his colleagues, they could have had a chance to form their own party, but they couldn't. And they moved en masse into a new political party, NUP. When he moved to NUP, Mpuga was a provincial MP, little known outside Buganda. Mpuga was, his only claim to some sort of stature in Buganda was that he was a Buganda minister and a Masaka MP.
Opia says Mpuga should find peace in the National Unity Platform no matter the challenges.
It was by the grace of NUP that Mpuga was catapulted into national politics. So really, the 2.5 years he has spent as leader of opposition is what really elevated him to national politics. And Mpuga has to understand that without NUP, he would have remained a bitter, petulant Muganda DP MP from Masaka. If Mpuga wants to maintain national stature, his only place is to find peace in NUP.
He, however, calls on the National Unity Platform to be fair while handling the Mpuga situation.
That in dealing with these issues, the party ought to be fair, the party ought to be objective, and not subject Mpuga to an unfair process.
Currently, the National Unity Platform is struggling to overcome scenarios of institutional crisis with no hopes for negotiations between warring parties.
The Ghana Medical Association has launched an inquiry into allegations of unethical practices and the influence of money in clinical decision-making within the country's healthcare system. This concerns center around what is commonly known as cut practice, where doctors or hospitals receive commissions for referring patients for medical investigations like MRI scans, CT scans, X-rays and surgeries, among others.
Instances of illegal commissions being offered to doctors or hospitals by fellow doctors or private laboratories for patient referrals have become long-standing and widespread in Uganda's healthcare sector.
For example, you find a patient is being referred to India to go and do surgery from there. But when you look at the nature of the surgery which needs to be done, and you consult with the colleagues in Kenya through Kenya Medical Association, then the president of Kenya Medical Association tells you that this procedure can be done here in Kenya, and even tells you about the facilities. Sometimes they even give you contacts.
We have to streamline referrals. It should not only be through the medical board when it is a referral through the government structure and where money is being drawn from the consolidated fund. Even referrals in the private sector, ideally, are supposed to go through the medical board so that we're able to take stock as government, as a country, that we have X number of patients who have gone abroad for cancer treatment.
According to authorities, commissions for referrals, commonly known as cuts or kickbacks, have become a commonplace where patients are referred to abroad, more so India. The president of the Ghana Medical Association, Dr. Herbert Ruswata, notes that it is not uncommon for patients being advised unnecessary treatments and a false sense of health security.
It is usually to refer a patient to India, and then they are not able to raise the funds themselves. They try to fundraise and they still fail to get the money. And then they just go back home and die or fail to get the care. Yet there are other cheaper options.
Cut price refers to a commission given to one doctor or a hospital for referring a patient for investigations such as MRI scans, CT scans, surgeries and X-rays. In some referral countries like India, commission ranges between 40 to 60% of the actual patient's bill. Dr. Ruswata advises the general public to always apply the sixth sense in decision-making before they embark on the journey.
Let the patients not always fear to get a second opinion. They can always reach out to us. We have a full committee for ethics and professionalism. If a patient feels they are being overbilled, they are being referred to a place where the bills are too high and maybe they cannot afford to reach there, we can always look into their cases and then provide better alternatives where they can afford and at the end of the day be able to receive care.
With calls for greater scrutiny and oversight, the Ghana Medical Association and the Parliamentary Health Committee are committed to addressing these unethical practices and restoring integrity to the healthcare system.
To the stories, the State Minister for Lands in charge of housing, Persis Namganza, has raised concerns over the state of buildings in Hoima City. Namganza says the Hoima City planning is a shame and doesn't reflect the Hoima All City as portrayed.
As you approach Hoima, the streets are not all that interesting, and the middle city itself, the kind of houses which are there, are those houses, some of them have been condemned, others are really unfit for the state status. So I'll be visiting Hoima City to sit with the Hoima administration, and we also talk to the landlords. Some of those houses belong to private people, and to see how they can partner with the government, whether they can sell land to us or we can partner together and develop this city to fit a city status. Because as you see, there is a lot of space wasted, whereby small houses are occupying very, very prime land, and they are not painted, they are not renovated, and so it gives a bad picture of a city status. In fact, as many people come here, they may wonder which city is like this. And then the level of hygiene is also really not so good. And so this is really one thing.
Of housing Princess passes in Namganza. We take a very short break, return with a lot more stories.
Explore, enjoy, and dance to the latest content, beats, and kawozi from Uganda and beyond. Simply go to your Play Store or App Store right now, find Afro Mobile, download it straight to your phone, and get started. Is it TV you want? Simply open the app, click on TV, select the channel you want, and watch live. Are you busy right now? Then check out On Demand or enjoy in your free time. Afro Mobile. The future is now.
Plastic pollution ono abantu bamanyi nkozesa y'amacupa gano bw'amala oggula amazzi ge asuula mu mwala bw'asuula mu mwala ebicupa bino ne bijjulamu bigenda biziba omwala ensonga lwaki tujja ne tulondamu amacupa ago ne tugalimiramu wano. Twetaaga okwongera okusomesa abantu bamanye wa awatuufu alina okudisposinga plastic bottles, ebipiira, obuveera, ebidomola ebikaddiye, amabaafu oba tukole reuse nga ffe wano ku maka gaffe aganatete Green Youth Organization we tuli okulimira mu nnimiro n'okwongera okusomesa abantu enkozesa entuufu. Nsaba bannayuganda tukwatire wamu tutaase obutonde.
This message is brought to you by National Environment Management Authority, Kampala Capital City Authority, Vivo Energy, Airco, Pepsi, Uganda Breweries Limited, Stanbic Bank, and NBS TV.
Program lineup brought to you by Wesotinge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
This Ramadan, spend time with Salam TV. Join us for our daily Ramadan tips, reminders, Quran recitations, and health advice featuring special guests. Sibulukuka Iftar segment at 6:45 p.m. taking you up and about in major mosques. Be inspired by the live Tarawih prayers followed by live charity appeal, giving you the opportunity to get rewards with Salam charity partners. Salam TV offers you a platform to connect with your Muslim clientele through special TV campaigns, special Ramadan activations, CSR outreaches, and Iftar dinners. Make the most of your Ramadan with Salam TV. To be part of us, call on
You're still watching NBS Sunrise. My name is Shamim Nabakos. And days after the police puts its fixed-wing 30 billion shillings aircraft on sale, observers want those who procured the aircraft jailed. They say the matter should be investigated and responsible officer jailed for blundering taxpayers' money and by purchasing an aircraft which was not done due diligence via its purchase.
The aircraft in question was acquired in 2019 for $7 million, approximately 30 billion Ugandan shillings. Despite the need for aircraft in police rescue and surveillance operations, it has only flown for 117 hours since acquisition. Unlike other police helicopters, this aircraft requires a paved runway for navigation, which is impractical for police operations. The police have listed it on the market with a current selling price at 16 billion shillings. John Musira, the MP for Bubulo East, expresses regret over the wasteful purchase and emphasized that those responsible be held accountable.
Such people should be in Ruzira. Should be in Ruzira, especially those who did the feasibility, those who did the procurement. What did you procure?
Private investigator Fred Egesa concurs with Musira and wonders whether there are any steps taken to reprimand the perpetrators given the considerable financial loss the country has incurred.
That was not even a technical mistake. That was day robbery. That someone goes, he purchases what we cannot use for a technical job and is not used at all. So we have evidence, we lost. Now, in criminal cases, once there is evidence that you have been deprived of something, then it is auctionable. The DPP should take them on and find out why they did what they did. But I'm telling you, just today we just talk about it.
Both Musira and Egesa questioned how the police procure the aircraft without prior expert analysis of what the force needs for its operations.
Why would somebody buy a helicopter which is not to this terrain? What was the feasibility? And who did that? And before you buy it, you inspect even. So the civil servants must have gone to inspect. The powers that are must have gone to inspect. You see? And it should be to specifications. Specifications as to Uganda.
Yes, the police is a quick reaction. Police is quick action. Now, if you bring in a helicopter or maybe almost a semi-plane that is supposed to access a runway before it lands, then that's a luxury kind of chopper, or maybe to me I would call it a semi-plane.
Musira put the blame on civil servants who are seeking personal gain in every purchase.
Filthy, archaic things are civil servants. The moment we ceded the power to civil servants, that at the district, they are the ones who do procurement.
Considering the demands of police rescue and operations, they require a helicopter capable of landing anywhere and operating in all conditions. However, the purchased aircraft, despite being obtained at a high cost, comes with numerous limitations and requires a runway. Adam Mayambala, Salman Namwanje, NBS Sunrise.
Not due diligence, but a plane was purchased to come and do patrols for Uganda Police. Quite interesting. The Ministry of Gender, Betty Amongi, has instructed the Central Organization of Free Trade Unions to undertake a swift inspection of industrial parks to check the alleged gross abuse of workers' rights. Amongi blames the plight of workers on Parliament failure to restable the Employment Amendment Bill, which was previously returned to Parliament with President Museveni's concerns raised and supplements acquired for it to be passed.
1-0.
While officiating at the Central Organization of Free Trade Unions Annual Delegates Conference in Kampala, the Minister of Gender, Betty Among, revealed that trade unions have neglected their mandate of negotiating for workers' rights, yet there is an imminent threat of workers' freedoms in industrial parks.
What is happening in the industrial park is not good. The workers' rights in some of those industrial parks. Workers' rights in areas where there are construction.
Among instructed COF to coordinate a joint inspection team to establish the state of working conditions in industrial parks where complaints have been repeatedly logged to her office.
Why don't we have that exercise and sample only like industrial park? You will see those people will come to order.
Unfortunately, even workers' MPs have no clear explanation on the bill that has gathered dust on the shelves of Parliament.
The Employment Amendment Bill Remember, I had moved as a private member, and again government came on board, and we agreed to merge. But up to now, we don't know where the law is.
There are some working places which are not, it's not supposed to be for human beings. People are really harassed.
For enactment of the Employment Act or bill that is still in the walls of Parliament, awaiting a few changes there. That brings us to the close of NBS Sunrise this morning. My name is Shamim Nawakoza, who has been taking you through the news. Coming up shortly is NBS Morning Breeze. Good morning.
Plastic pollution ono abantu bamanyi nkozesa y'amacupa gano bw'amala oggula amazzi ge asuula mu mwala bw'asuula mu mwala ebicupa bino ne bijjulamu bigenda biziba omwala ensonga lwaki tujja ne tulondamu amacupa ago ne tugalimiramu wano. Twetaaga okwongera okusomesa abantu bamanye wa awatuufu alina okudisposinga plastic bottles, ebipiira, obuveera, ebidomola ebikaddiye, amabaafu oba tukole reuse nga fano ku maka gaffe aganatete Green Youth Organization we tuli okulimira mu nnimiro n'okwongera okusomesa abantu enkozesa entuufu. Nsaba bannayuganda tukwatire wamu tutaase obutonde.
This message is brought to you by National Environment Management Authority, Kampala Capital City Authority, Vivo Energy, Airco, Pepsi.